when they talk about the best bowler in the world, one of the best or whatever, my name pops up.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 bowlers of all time.
It's the easiest thing to say, there'll never be another Shane Warne, because we say that about a lot of people, but there won't be.
For this list, we're looking at the greatest wicket-takers in cricket whose skills with the ball left fans worldwide in awe. Which bowler do you think represents the best that cricket has to offer? Let us know in the comments. Number 10. Imran Khan. Among the greatest all-rounders the game has ever seen, Imran Khan's primary prowess was in the art of reverse swing.
And a big appeal there for LBW, he's gone.
The Pakistani legend is remembered as among the best captains of all time due to his creative mind, and he first displayed this through his evolution as a bowler. Having started out as a medium pacer, Khan achieved his prime form when he became a fast bowler, claiming the best strike rate and bowling average among his peers at his peak.
Oh, that was a beautiful delivery, and it's given a wide by the umpire, and Imran can't believe it. Delivering such a brute of a delivery.
His line, discipline, and pinpoint accuracy led to many Yorkers and outside edges, as batsmen failed to read his swinging deliveries. Khan moved toward his batting abilities later in his career, but only after imparting his genius to future legends Wasim Akram and Waqar Younis.
I think where I am in my life right now as a bowler, as a commentator, as a cricketer, as a human being, that's because of him.
Number 9. Curtly Ambrose. If there's ever a bowler needed to throttle batting lineups, then look no further than Curtly Ambrose.
Big appeal there. Yes, he's got a little inside edge. Ward doesn't look too happy about it. Just a little glance down the wicket.
The West Indian was notorious for stemming the run flow to a minimum, as his pace and accuracy left little room for batsmen to score runs. Not that it was Ambrose's only skill, as he would vary his deliveries with swing to prevent batsmen from becoming too defensive.
Out! He's gone for Duck's second ball, and the West Indies now right in this match. It's 2 for 16.
Ambrose's calm demeanor and great height made him an intimidating presence for the opposition, and his vicious bouncers added to this feared reputation.
But I'm always relaxed. I believe that you got to be relaxed when you're bowling. As opposed to be tense. So everything for me is just about the natural relaxation.
Although the West Indies team was in decline during Ambrose's career, he and Courtney Walsh held the bowling department together to become a duo to be reckoned with.
He just hit that spot over and over and over and made it very difficult for any batsman to score runs off it.
Number 8. Dale Steyn. There is no doubt that Dale Steyn is the greatest bowler to come out of the modern cricket era.
He'll swing the ball, there's some crowd cover.
Naturally aggressive and vicious on his day, Steyn was a nightmare for batsmen with the new ball. The South African is responsible for turning the team into Test champions in the 2010s, triggering incredible batting collapses as soon as the games began.
So he had the raw ingredients, he had the will to want to learn and the will to want to get better.
Steyn might not have been the fastest bowler, but his zipping outswingers bamboozled batsmen anyway, as no two deliveries would be the same. Injuries plagued the bowler for much of his career, which denied him from picking up more scalps than he could.
Every cricketer has problems, I can promise you. Luckily we play in long trousers. If we played soccer, you're more exposed and you can see all the tape all over the place.
Yet he still ended up as the leading wicket-taker in South Africa's history, and a legendary career to remember. Number 7. Malcolm Marshall. Malcolm Marshall spearheaded West Indies' pace attack during their heyday in the 80s for what is largely considered the most fearsome bowling lineup in cricket.
Oh, it's up in the air, could be out. Richards is under it.
Despite his shorter stature compared to his teammates, Marshall could generate great pace to bowl bouncers as dangerous as they come. Simply surviving Marshall's new ball burst was an achievement for batsmen, as the bowler went for attacking deliveries that could break a nose or two.
Majority of the cricketers up and down the country have got a very high regard for him. That was a very unwise decision.
Marshall never let down on what made him so fast and menacing, even if it led to injuries of his own. His bowling average remains the lowest of any bowler with more than 200 wickets, a testament to his consistency. We were sadly robbed of the legend at a young age, but his legacy lives on.
You look at what Malcolm did and the way he bowled and the way he adapted to conditions, then I think he was pretty much the most complete fast bowler of all time.
Number 6, Waqar Younis. When you think of destructive, toe-crushing Yorkers and flying stumps, you think of Waqar Younis. The combination of reverse swing and speed made Younis a sheer force on the field, with most of his dismissals either bowled or LBWs. The aggression he displayed brought Younis admirers from around the world, and athletes like Usain Bolt credit him as an inspiration.
Who was your favourite?
For me, I was a big Pakistan fan. No one believes Waqar Younis and all these guys were my favourite player growing up.
Having one of the lowest strike rates in the game proves Younis's ability to dismiss batsmen, creating early breakthroughs in the match to whittle down the opposition's scoring opportunities.
Oh, superb delivery. We saw Glenn McGrath knock over Brian Lara with an unplayable delivery. I think that would have got almost any player in the world out.
Younis's mastery with the ball was complemented by Wasim Akram. The pair went on to become the leading bowlers of their generation, but it was Younis who usually blew through the batting lineup in his first spell. Number 5, Richard Hadlee. Arguably the greatest cricketer New Zealand has produced, Richard Hadlee could change the game with the bat, while his bowling skills were without question.
He's gone, yes, beautiful piece of bowling.
As a tearaway bowler in his youth, Hadlee was among those responsible for making speed a defining factor in the opening overs of the match. He adapted to the changing environment of the game, delivering balls that moved on just about any surface regardless of the pitch's condition. Hadlee still has some of the highest counts of 5 and 10 wicket hauls in tests, along with boasting an average of 5 wickets per match.
He was a phenomenal technician. He was extremely disciplined, had enormous control over himself and what he could do with the ball.
Hadlee's team wasn't strong by any means at the time, which made him the sole anchor for the New Zealanders, winning matches all by himself.
He was the shining light through that decade and is still the shining light for many others.
Number 4, Glenn McGrath. Glenn McGrath is proof that line and length can trump fast bowling, as the Australian legend maintained impeccable discipline with where he pitched his deliveries.
Very close. It's better than close. It's out.
McGrath was a mammoth on the big stage, racking up the most wickets at the World Cup and helping Australia become world champions 3 times in a row. What McGrath lacked in speed, he more than made up for in bounce. His tall frame enabled him to trouble batsmen with elevated deliveries difficult to put away.
That really has kept low.
Although McGrath's tendency to sledge opponents landed him in trouble, this attitude made him a must-see player on the field. It's no wonder he retired at his peak, finishing his Test career with a wicket off his last delivery and as the man of the tournament in the World Cup.
I think a great thinker about the game, a competitive guy, but also just a wonderful person off the field. Will go down as one of the great people of the game of cricket, not only a great performer.
Number 3, Shane Warne. Warne revolutionized leg spin like never before, bursting onto the scene with the ball of the century that remains a marvel to witness. He ushered in a new age that brought equal respect to spinners compared to fast bowlers, as he turned spin bowling into an art form.
I have a nice loose grip. My fingers are probably a bit too close together, but that works for me. And they're very loose. It's 2 fingers down, 2 fingers up, and the ball just slots in there like that, and the thumb just rests there.
Warne was primarily known for his ripping deliveries, which could turn on almost any surface to bamboozle batsmen. His great variation meant that the opposition never knew what to expect, whether it was traditional leg spin or his signature flipper. With such unparalleled skill, Warne easily racked up the most Test wickets at the time. The late Australian spin king was a rock star in the cricketing world, known for his exuberance, style, and showmanship.
I'm not sure there is a more dominant figure in my lifetime in sport. If you took one person, then Shane Warne.
Number 2, Muttiah Muralitharan. It's unlikely anyone will ever break Muttiah Muralitharan's records of most international wickets, 5 and 10 wicket hauls, and longest tenure ranked as the number 1 bowler.
That's in the air, and it's going to be caught down there, surely. Yes, it is.
The Sri Lankan spin wizard is the most prolific wicket-taker in the history of the game, with an astounding 6 wickets per match average in tests. Muralitharan's off-spin had a mind of its own at times, nipping into batsmen from just about any angle. Although his doosra was controversial, as its contrast with standard off-spin was a deadly weapon in his arsenal.
Bowling-wise, I only use doosra and an off-spin. That's all, with a different seam.
Muralitharan at his peak guided Sri Lanka from a small team to world beaters. His status as the first Sri Lankan in the Hall of Fame does justice to his contribution to the game.
The only bowler to take 800 test wickets. Absolutely marvelous. He's an absolute champion. And Murali, to me, the best bowler to ever play the game.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Wasim Akram. What do legends like Brian Lara, Kumar Sangakkara, and Glenn McGrath have in common? They all consider Wasim Akram the greatest bowler to ever grace the sport.
Well, if there was an edge, it was certainly a bottom edge.
Having learned from mentor Imran Khan, Akram became a magician who could swing the ball both ways. He also remains the only bowler to take 2 hat-tricks in tests and ODIs. His finest contribution to cricket was mastering reverse swing, using the old ball to remain dangerous throughout the spell of a game.
Because he had everything. Quick arm action, he could do so much with the new ball, and his bouncer was lethal. And with the older ball, we all know what he could bring on the table.
Akram mystified with lethal in-swingers and outswingers that conjured wickets out of nowhere. Whether it was pace, seam, swing, or yorkers, he bagged wickets of all kinds. The Sultan of Swing was technically an all-rounder, but he is the greatest ambassador for what bowling means to cricket.
I personally think that he was one of the best in Pakistan, and also, if you look at the whole world, he was one of the best.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.